What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Man Up Club podcast. I am your host, Celena Lena, aka Sis from Sis and Lil Bro, but I'm also the program and youth director of the Man Up Club. The Man Up Club is a nonprofit organization for young men between the ages of 13 and 24, where we teach life skills, social skills, academic discipline, and civic responsibility. And today we are going to talk about letting go. I have a very special guest for you guys. His name is Tziah. He just turned 25. Happy belated birthday. Say what's up to the people. How are you?
I'm all right. How y'all doing, man?
Yeah. So Tziah has been a part of the Man Up Club in 2021. And now he's actually doing some things for the Man Up Club, which has been amazing. You know, you went from being mentored to now being able to mentor other young men.
Exactly.
So that's wonderful. So thank you for all that you're doing for the Man Up Club and just being an able and willing body here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Letting go. What are your initial thoughts on that?
First off, there are two things about letting go. You have to want to let go or need to let go.
You have to want to let go.
Want to let go or need to let go.
Or need to let go. That's right. I agree with that.
So which one do you think is stronger? Which one do you think is most important, wanting or needing?
Which one do I think is stronger?
Like which one will have the most impact on you, wanting to let go or needing?
Needing.
Why?
Because if there's a situation where you know you're going down the wrong path, or there's a person that is not benefiting your life, if you keep them around because you want to keep them around, it's just going to take you further down a path that you don't need to go on. Also, it's a necessity. But if you want to let go, I mean,
you want to let go.
You want to, you know what I'm saying? But if you're needing to let go, it's for a specific reason.
Yeah, it's either for you or for someone else.
So talk to the people. What's going through your mind when you think about letting go? Are you letting go of a person right now? Are you letting go of a situation? Is it both? Are you just letting go of certain ideas or beliefs that you have?
Letting go of past. Letting go of the past so you can be better towards your future. And what I mean by that is my past that I constantly have struggled with, it ended up slowing me down to me hating that person more. And even got worse when I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw that same person who messed me up when I was a kid is living their best life. But I'm still stuck.
In the past.
Still stuck in the past, still hurt, still angry. But she has let go and is happy.
Ooh, it's some relational stuff.
It's relational stuff.
Is it? Ooh, I know some people dealing with that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna put her name out there.
Right.
I ain't gonna put her name out there. But it's this lady helped raise me, and she babysat me and my brother and my siblings and a whole bunch of other kids from elementary all the way up to high school. And the experiences I had with her were unpleasant. It's like she enjoyed doing horrible things to me.
Wow.
And now fast forward now, and I'm still holding on to that, and she's no longer holding to it, and she's never apologized to me at all, and I don't think I've ever had the strength to confront her about it.
Wow.
And get it out the way so I can move on, and I want to move on because I'm holding myself back, and I also want to move forward as well, like she is, but I also don't want to see her again. Because if I do, I don't know what's going to happen. But I also know I can't do this alone.
So just for clarity, it is a family member?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's difficult when it comes to letting go of the past and dealing with family members because you can't. you can't divorce family members.
Mm-mm.
It's hard because they're always around. You know, you might see them at family functions. You might see them during the holidays. Everybody has trauma
Yep.
in some fashion or form. You know, some people it's worse than others. People have experienced sexual abuse. People have experienced physical abuse, verbal. It may also be not necessarily those violent types of trauma, but it could be trauma with, you know, a person feeding you low self-esteem, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's difficult. I would say that when it comes to letting go of the past, there are a few key thoughts to meditate on
Mm-hmm.
in order for you to heal. And I would say, you know, one of those would be what has happened is not your fault because of the other people's actions that were involved. Now, that's a broad statement, but for a lot of people, I know that a lot of people hold on to things that they weren't in control of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's situations that happen that you weren't in control of that person's actions, and they treated you that way, you know, but you have to first accept, like, okay, this is not my fault. And I didn't start this. I didn't do this. Because a lot of the times people blame themselves. We blame ourselves for things that happen to us. And I think that's one of the first steps of letting go, is to understand that in this situation, there were things that I did not have an initiation on,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So that's one. Another thought people can meditate on in order to let go when it comes to the past, I think, is knowing that you have a better future
Right.
and believing that you have a better future
That part.
because of because of the man that you are today and because of where you want to take yourself.
Right.
And I was listening to a YouTube video, and the man has said, you have to understand that this is living in your 20s, even if you're in your 30s, whatever, but it's like this first half of your life, it's only the first half, or it's only the first quarter. So it's like you got a second half to live, or you got 3 more quarters to live. And so there's people that are going to come in your life that are going to bless you. You're going to have great relationships. But that doesn't mean that you forget what happened,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a process. Right?
Okay. Yeah. I understand.
For sure.
And with this, I don't necessarily hate her.
Mhm.
I just still have that attitude towards her.
Mhm. Mhm.
So even though I've been praying about it, reading about it, especially about a lot of to let go and let God.
Right.
That's what my mother has always told me. She says, especially when you head to church on Sundays, head to the altar, pray to God about it, leave it there. Don't think about it. You just pray about it, and that's it. And just leave it, and He'll work on you, and you'll find my mom told me I'll be always coming into points in my life, or I'll see certain situations to where people have gone through some horrible stuff and have healed from it, and it has been a blessing towards them. And me having this attitude towards her is still blocking my blessing.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's me blocking my own blessings right now. Right now, but I also, with letting go, and this is I want to say a bit of both, but this is more of a need for me because I want to be better. I don't want this carrying out through my entire life.
Right.
And because I just turned 25 by like on the 7th of January, and I could have sworn I was just in high school.
Right. It
I'm a
goes by
blink,
fast.
yeah, I'm a blink, and I'm gonna be like 30, 40, still with this situation.
I got to give you a piece of advice really quick based off what you said. You have to give yourself grace because you said I'm blocking my blessings. And yes, you're right. Sometimes the attitude that we have about people, it doesn't allow us to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that we're going to forget, but
it would help.
Yes, it would help. And the thing is, you have to give yourself grace because if a person hurts you, they hurt you. So it's like you're not going to just, be like, okay, I forgive them. I'm good now. No, it's a process. And then even when you talk about faith and letting go, if you bring it to God one time, pour out your heart, cry, yell, scream, just meditate on everything that's been hurting you and you pray about it, you might have to come to God and do that
a lot,
20, 40, 100 times.
Just to get it all out.
Yeah, it's not just a one and done. Yeah. Now, it may happen like that, but it's a constant surrender of the situation. Like
how fully are you going to let this go? How much are you going to let this go? You're going to let this out to the point where you cry so much and scream to the point where you just lay out on the floor and just sleep to the point you just cry yourself to sleep, or are you just going to let it out to the point where, okay, that's enough. It ain't going to be enough. I need to let this completely go. And that's what I had to learn by myself because I didn't seek the help for it. The only help I ever sought was to God for it. And there were times where I would read the Bible or I didn't know where to go, or I would look it up, but it wouldn't I didn't want to look up because I don't, sometimes I'll trust in it, sometimes I don't. But so I went out to the patio and there's a bench and I just had my Bible and I opened it up to the part where I left off at when I was reading it. And the wind blew and it was just pages gone. I was like, what is going on? I'm trying to read. Like, no, it was peaceful out there. It was out. It was sunny. It was a nice day. But every time I turned the page to stay where I was at, nope. I was like, all right, maybe just let this go. Let the pages go. It stopped reading. Got to 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7. For I walk by faith, not by sight. I was like, walk by faith, not by sight. That sounded familiar. And I remember it was my mom used to have me say that same scripture every day, every morning before I went to school, every night before I went to bed. And she would also have us pray together by holding hands. But the thing about that scripture was I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me.
Right.
That's Philippians 4:14. That's 1 Philippians 4:14. And it was just like, why I walk by faith, not by sight, and I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. What is this?
What does it mean for my life?
Yeah, what does this mean? So just prayed about it. I told my mom about it, and she said that I could do all things through Christ which strengthens me means that as long as you have faith in God and you believe in Him and you trust Him completely and wholly and you surrender, you could do anything. So me letting go, I want to let go, I'm going to need God's help on this. Why do I want to let go? How? And most likely why? Is this to better myself or so I can have a better future, or to better myself and never have to worry about this hanging over me again? And let it not affect others around me as well. Because you hanging on to this will have some emotions and make you angry and take it out on other people who you did not want to do it to at all.
Right.
And
consequences.
Consequences.
I like how you're tying in faith, and you took the time to be still for a moment, open up the Bible, and just, like you said, literally let the wind blow.
Yeah, let the pages go over.
And you took the time to soak in the word and realize that your process of letting go was understanding that God can do it for you. So you came to God understanding that you can't let go on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But if you submit to God, God's spirit is going to be the thing that helps you actually release the situation and let go.
Yes.
But the question is, okay, now that you know that,
Mm-hmm.
how do you let go? How do we let go? And it can be slightly different for everybody. So in your particular situation, and it doesn't have to be this particular one, it could be also others. What have you been doing and what are you trying to do now that's allowing you to let go a little bit more and more and more over time?
More about praying about peace to myself
Okay.
and meditating and fasting on, just especially I want to let go of all the other things we just spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten a chance to talk to her yet, but I want to. And I will. So how I'm going to let go of this is I'm going to call her.
Mm.
And I need God for this one too.
It be like that. It really
be
be like
And
that.
I need God for this one too, because it's gonna be like, bro, I'm about to press this button.
Right.
I know she gonna pick up because it's gonna be. I ain't spoke to this lady in about give it 10 years.
Wow.
I'm 25, 15.
You carrying some real
When I
baggage.
15, that's when the last time I saw her, because my mom moved us out
Mm-hmm.
of the place that we were sharing. We were sharing a space with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was from since I was a baby up till I was 15. We shared a space, and we shared a whole house together. When I was 15, my mom moved us out. Deuces. And that was the last time I saw her.
So you telling me that you gonna contact this person who has hurt you,
Mm-hmm.
and you still have the same feelings towards, and it's been years. So yeah, you really gonna need God for real.
Yes. 10 years.
And I just want to already encourage you
Mm-hmm.
right now, prior to the conversation that you're gonna personally have, because for one, I respect you for, first of all, praying and meditating about it. That's very wise to do. And anytime that we put God first, we should expect that everything else will flow how it's supposed to flow. But it's like, so number one, I respect you for putting your faith in God first. Number two is the amount of courage that it's going to take for you to make that phone call and to say what you need to say your piece for you. And who knows, if you have fears, because there's
I
people.
do.
Okay, see, and a lot of people will feel you on that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great thing, and you definitely should follow up on it, and I know you will. So what I would take from you is, when it comes to letting go, put your faith in God first. If you need to confront the person to say your piece and move on, find a way to do that. If it's not safe to do that though, then don't put yourself in a unsafe, risky situation, of course. But if you're able to do that, then do it. Continue. Go ahead. Other ways that you can let go, and how are you letting go right now?
Pick with the phone. Text. Or if you don't want to talk to that person specifically, like straight ahead, even though you don't have to, eventually you can call somebody that's closely related to him. And I know a couple people of her family as well. I can contact, if I can't contact her, I'll get in touch with people who know her and see if I can get their number that way too.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say just call and also pray before you do it, because you really gonna need that strength to not. You gonna really need strength, courage, and everything. You're gonna need a full armor of God
That's right.
to press that call button or even send a text.
Right.
Because either way, it has to
Happen.
it has to happen.
Right.
Because or else this is gonna drag you through the mud. It's gonna conjure some other things up, and also put your loved ones on the wrong other side of how you feeling. And I don't want this anymore.
Just
And
the mental anguish or the emotional.
All of it.
Yeah.
Every single last bit. I don't want this anymore. I don't want this frustration. I don't want anger. I don't want attitude. I don't even want to hate the lady no more. But because I can't do it anymore.
Because it takes energy to hate.
It takes too much.
It takes too much.
It takes too much.
Facts. That makes
right.
Because
I want to scroll through social media and see her on my phone and not
feel the emotions.
Feel the emotion right there.
Right.
Instead, I want to be like, I want to see her again. I'm like, I got this out the way, and just smile. It's like, good for you.
Right.
Because my mother has brought her up a few times, and I have smirked and showed attitude face. It was like, Mom, like, you need to let that go for real. That was years ago. I know she hurt you, but maybe you either need to talk it out or talk to God and ask God to send it to tell her about it. Maybe God will call her and tell her call me.
You know what's crazy about this situation that you're going through?
What's up?
Is you're just making me think about my life. Like, for real, because what you talk about is real. Like, you know, people may be wondering if it's been years. Like, you should just like what you
like. Do you feel whole?
Right. It's like
entirely.
It's like, okay, if it's been years, why can't you just move on with your life? It's like, no, okay.
You can pretend. You can pretend like it's that you forgave and like it don't matter, but you gonna see a certain way a mother or a parent handles their child, and it'll kind of trigger something in your memory,
right?
And it will bring that something back, or it won't be a parent. It'll probably be another situation that you've seen on TV, or something you've done before. And or like you washing a dish, you washing a plate, and you drop the plate, and it just triggers like a little anxiety to the point where how that lady
it's trauma. It's trauma. It's like, you're right, because it comes up in certain areas of life, like you said, unexpectedly.
And no matter how long you try to ignore it, it ain't gone.
So it's like when you know that you have that type of pressure and you're still reacting based off of the situation, that's how you know you need to let go, because it's affecting the way that you're living right now.
If you're living with other people, especially your kids or your significant other, it's going to be badly. And people will ask you what's wrong. You may say nothing. Cap. Yeah, you're right. Cap. Define
right,
all right.
Right, and it's crazy because it's like in situations like these, you only know that you're still hurt. And what's crazy is the other person that hurt you, they're moved on.
They're moved on.
And that will
hurt
hard.
You even worse. And
right.
That hurt me worse too.
And that's what's hard about it, is because it's like it makes you doubt what you want to do to confront them, because it's like, oh, they're not even thinking about this, but like they're not even thinking about me. They're not even thinking about the situation. And so like for me to bring it up, it's gonna be awkward to them. But like, go ahead and dismiss that. Like, you gotta do this for you.
Right. Yep.
You gotta do this for you. And that's what matters.
Is it a want or a need?
And you know, it could be both though. Wanting to let go
is the right answer, because both are the same. No matter how many different ways you'll try to explain it for want or need, it's gonna mean the same, but it's gonna be for different reasons,
right?
For different causes. It's gonna have one big effect. Depends on how you handle it.
You know, okay, so everybody got their different situations, but one thing I'm thinking about is there was a situation where, like in your case, somebody in my family, but they weren't blood related at the time. They were a part of my family. Had hurt me, in a serious way,
Right.
and it was trauma that happened when I was a little girl. And like you, I never had closure on the situation. Kind of time just passed and I was fine. But like you said, sometimes it's situations that happen where it's like, okay, this happened before and it happened. But because of time, it's like a distant memory. And it's like, well, when I really think about that, it's like you have an uneasy feeling because it's not fully, there was no solution. You didn't really deal with it. You just kind of let time go by. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like at some point, I remember how good it felt to put closure to that situation, let go, to actually let go. And so what I did to let go was, well, first, like you said, we tried to confront the situation logistically and report the person.
Mm-hmm.
Time had passed, so that couldn't happen. So what had happened was, I personally forgave the person in my heart and took it to God. I was like, I forgive this person. Years or more time had passed. We found out that the person was ill, very, very ill, and had a serious sickness that was threatening their life. And I was like, that person needs, for me, it was like that person needs to know that I forgive them. So I told somebody who was close to them, I said, I texted a message and I was like, hey, text, just if get a chance, text this to them and just say it came from me. And basically what it said was, I forgive you, I pray that, God is with you and healing you, period.
Amen.
And they got that message and the person passed away. Mm-hmm. Not on the spot, but like, eventually.
Yeah.
But how good it felt
to
let that person know that, hey, I forgive you. And when it was their time to go, it was their time to go.
There it is. You did it before it was too late.
Exactly.
And it will it'll probably make you sick if you hold on to that and you wanted to let that go.
So we're getting into this healing conversation of letting go, and what better way to do that right now when it comes to timing than at the top of 2025. That's really good. It's so good.
Yep.
Because there's people who are carrying things from last year, even just years prior to that, that maybe do not want to carry those things into the new year and just into the future in general. So
January ain't even over yet.
Right.
Over here.
So yeah, letting go is essential. You're going to find yourself in situations in life where you have to let go. It could be with people. It could be with a situation. It could be with trauma. It could even be with yourself. Let's dive into that aspect of letting go, is letting go for yourself or with yourself. So what I mean by that is, well, actually, before I say what I mean, what does that mean to you to let go with yourself or for yourself?
Letting go for yourself, which means you've seen how not letting go has affected others around you, especially ones you care about most.
Mm-hmm.
And it has escalated
to the
point where your family are making these type of, you getting these sort of signals from your family, like they don't want to be by you anymore.
Well, see,
you might want to.
I hear you. And we've talked about that in the first half, but what I am referring to, I'm wondering if you've ever been in a situation or you've ever experienced a moment in your life or a time period in your life where you have had to let go of old ways about yourself, just not with a situation or not specifically with a person, but we grow and change all the time.
Yeah.
We're always evolving. You know what I'm saying? The Tziah that you are now is not the same Tziah that you were before.
Nope.
And maybe you don't have to be, quote unquote, a bad person. Like, it's not like, oh, you had an ultimate change. Some people experience transformational changes that are
and old habits
that are very big. But some people, it's, it's just certain patterns of thinking, or it's ways of reacting. It's like, you know what, I don't want to react like this anymore, or
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be affected by these type of things anymore, or you know what, I want to react differently to these types of things.
Yeah.
So it's like letting go of this relationship with yourself.
Right. So letting go with your past self
Mm-hmm.
back then, which means taking it piece by piece. You don't is if you want to do it the whole entire time, that might take a little bit longer because some things is not going to be easy to get away from,
Mm-hmm.
or especially old habits that made you feel uncomfortable and you want to progress for it, but it was just holding you back. So the way you do that is that you straight up confront it.
Within
I
yourself?
would, yeah, read it within yourself. So I used to, you ever see originals?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
So
What is
there
that?
was this one character, it was all about werewolves, witches, and vampires.
Okay.
And it was one character called Klaus. His thing was, his problem was just like being like narcissist, and he was just who's betraying me, who's who, what's this, but he wanted to let love in, but he also kept up his guard.
So he was full of himself, but he wanted to be more loving.
Be more loving, but was scared too because it can be easily taken away, as so he has done others
Mm-hmm.
as well like that. So I, as a kid, I idolized him because the way he would because I used to I wanted to no longer be scared, right? And he was fearless, and they had this thing where vampires could turn off their humanity, and it
Okay.
wouldn't. Yeah, but the reason I idolized him was just because he was strong. It was just the fact the way they did it motivated me to because I no longer wanted to be scared. I no longer want to be a coward.
Mm.
I no longer wanted to be weak, and doing that I ended up it was like sort of like they call it a compulsion when you look into their eyes, you like mind control it and just makes them turn off all their feelings, their emotions, everything else. As a kid, I didn't care about that. I just didn't want to be scared anymore, and I wanted to let go of fear entirely. And where he did it, and every time he would say, and he had one of the vampires called Stefan Salvatore turn off his humanity, and but the way he did it was just yell at him and turn it off,
Turn it off.
turn it off,
Turn it off. Okay, I'm
turn it
trying
off.
to
Yeah,
catch the golden nugget, y'all. Turn it off.
he said turn it off, and he wanted because he wanted him to be his own partner, and Klein was just going around doing whatever he wanted, like killing whoever he wanted to do and doing whatever he wanted and making his own hybrids. But
Mm-hmm.
the problem, as I grew to idolize that more, when I would no longer be afraid, I will also hurt my sisters and my moms and my brothers. My mom, I gave attitude. I wish to God I didn't, because that was the wrongest decision ever. My brother, I just kept being shown like I just didn't want to deal with him a lot of times. And with my sister, me and her used to kick it all the time. Until then, I just didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to no longer be weak. I had so much pride in myself.
What
And
does that mean? Like when you
pride,
talk, what do you? No, no, no,
pride,
no, no,
pride is
not pride.
what?
I'm talking about to be weak. Like what did it mean to be weak? What do you
As
mean?
being afraid of standing up for myself.
Okay.
So standing up to people who wronged me, people who being slick, people who bullying me,
Okay.
or especially to me just like me being nice in general,
Pe-
letting people run over me
mm.
and take control of me, put me in places that I don't want to be. And especially when it was just like it would be a problem as well. And I didn't want that anymore. I didn't want to be weak. I didn't want to be that. I'm still nice. I'm still nice to this day.
Right.
And it
Right.
took a while for me to go back to my original self, my niceness, the nice guy. But I also had to get myself to teach myself how to be the nice guy and to stand up for myself also.
So let me get this straight. So you were experiencing a lot of people, taking advantage. Yeah, using you, taking advantage of your kindness for weakness, letting people run all over you, and you would be afraid to, stand up for yourself, to stand up to them. And so what I'm hearing is that in order, the first attempt for you to shut that down was to be mean about it, or to kind of bully your way, or just ignore people. Like, was it?
Yeah, ignored people and mostly give people the silent treatment. And I ended up getting my mom silent treatment once, but it was just not a good idea.
It wasn't the productive way.
It wasn't the way that I hoped it would.
Oh, yeah. If you give your mom a silent treatment, who would?
Yeah, she'll give me the silent treatment bad, man.
You wild for giving your parent the silent treatment, especially, in a Black household. Heck, But I can take away that it is a process of getting things wrong and then finding the real way to let go for yourself.
Right.
What I find when it comes to the relationship with yourself on letting go is there's a lot of people who think that, I'm never going to change. Like, it's just like, I'm never going to change. Like, oh, I mean, we all have a relationship with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a relationship with ourselves, and that relationship is either healthy or unhealthy. And it stems from the thoughts that we have about ourselves and what we think about ourselves. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm never going to change, and it's because I know myself. People be like, I know myself. Like, I know myself.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I can control it.
I can't control it, or just I know myself. This is what it is. That can also be detrimental to changing, and it could be preventing you from letting go of this current version of yourself. When you know that you're supposed to evolve with life and with time. You're supposed to evolve.
Supposed to evolve, not supposed to hold back.
Right, you're not supposed to just stay the same. Like, life is about stages. You look at a flower, you can learn from the flower. It goes from being a seed
to blooming
to a little sprout, all the way until, like you said, it blooms into a beautiful flower with petals and colors and all that stuff. But it's a process. Or even like the butterfly, how it starts off as a caterpillar and then it becomes a butterfly. It's like the same with humans. You should be evolving and believing in yourself. Let go of the persona that you've had with yourself, like the disappointment. You also have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself. That's part of letting go.
Forgiving, even though, like you said a few moments ago, it wasn't my fault the way I was treated, but it's also of me doing what I did and turning it off, like we spoke earlier about it, and hurting others. I also have to forgive myself for not standing up for myself, to speaking up. I didn't speak up in time. I didn't speak up time to saw what I saw or tell people what I heard, because I was threatened that if I did tell someone about this, it would be I would be in big trouble. Like, I would be in so much pain. I couldn't fathom that when I was a child. And that's when you're a child, you're getting taken over for that. And you are.
So Tziah, the same thing was told to me. Same thing. If you tell somebody, then I'm gonna get in trouble. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, that's what happens, unfortunately, to a lot of young people and kids from adults who are manipulative.
Some adults are manipulative, and I've run into a few of them myself. And a lot of times I was nice, and I didn't see it coming until it was too late. Ended up being helpful to someone, and turns out it was just a game to them. And they just let you go.
You gotta forgive yourself. Now that we've soothed your minds a little bit on letting go, let's talk about the benefits of doing so.
Bruh,
Let's talk about those benefits. So obviously with some things in life you've let go, and then with others you have not let go so much.
Mm-hmm.
But with the things that you have let go of, or the people that you have released, or whatever the case may be, you do experience those benefits as opposed to if you just held on to them.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some benefits that you've experienced from letting go?
I've experienced relief. I've experienced. Is you ever drink like hot chocolate and it goes down your chest, feel warm inside? It's like that. It's like that. But it's also you can breathe better. The weight off your shoulders is gone. Your head is much clearer. Your skin clears up much better, and you take care of yourself way, way better. And you treat others. Your attitude towards people, how people see you, especially when you've let go, changes. Right? Like, bro, you look like you okay? Like, yeah, I'm good. Like,
right, like, and then you're actually good.
Yeah,
like, I'm good.
And you're smiling, and your smile isn't like when people smile back, you're supposed to smile back.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that.
It's not forced.
Yeah, it's not forced. It's not forced.
Mm-hmm.
It's a feeling, a pure feeling, a genuine, great, good feeling. And I've experienced that to a point where, so if you want to experience that, start off with the small stuff. You've hurt your sibling, apologize. Make it up to him, especially to your moms who got you here at the first place. Especially if she's the only one who's been there. Especially that. Especially
shout out to moms.
Yep, shout out to moms. And to friends who you've hurt in the past, and
apologize.
Apologize to your friends. And what healed me a lot more was when I decided I was like trying to figure out like, who do I need to apologize to?
Wow.
And like I'm over there scrolling through Facebook because I was messenger face chatting a lot of people when I needed to let go. So what I wanted, both needed and wanted to let go. And I just legit trying to figure out who else am I supposed to talk to. I'm like, who else am I? I'm scrolling and then look in the mirror, look in your phone. Yourself.
Oh, yourself.
So I couldn't do it on my phone. So I went to the bathroom and I just stared
in the mirror.
And I was just like, getting face to
dang, that's like real. You? That's so crazy. That's real.
Are you?
It's like straight? A real movie moment.
Are you moving like you straight? Like, I'm trying. I was like, okay, so what's up? Or like you
sitting there talking to yourself.
Yeah, talking to yourself, but it helps though. But healing. It's a healing, and it's a great cause and a tremendous relief of effect.
That is, this whole episode about letting go was for somebody.
For somebody.
It was for somebody.
It may not have been for everybody, but it's for the right person.
That's right.
And this whole podcast may have just saved someone. And just you conjuring, like keeping that in your heart right here, this podcast you need to listen to, and I hope that God, it gives you healing and understanding of what you desire to do, what you need to do, what you have to do to get better in 2025. Because I don't know what's coming, but you really gonna need help in forgiveness and healing. You're gonna need all of the above for what's coming. And I don't know what it is. No one knows what it is. But whatever it is here, I hope this podcast gives you an insight on what you have to do to survive in this 2025.
And you can't carry that old baggage because you're not gonna fit through the door.
You're
gonna carry all that baggage and try to take everything.
Especially on somebody. That's not cool. And especially they're gonna have to help. Like it's like with someone, if you let someone know you got all this baggage with you, and you like, I got all this baggage, and that's cool.
And they want to go with you.
Yeah, they want to go with you, especially, and they say yes. they're going to genuinely help you out because they can see some light in you that is kind of flickering.
Uh-huh.
And you can kind of feel it too, but you're trying to shut it down because if you don't want to show them so much that you don't want to get taken out.
Oh my gosh. So I'm a visual person.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm just thinking of you in an airport. Just imagine yourself in an airport.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, imagine yourself in an airport trying to get on the flight, except the destination of this flight is your blessed future. That's the destination. Your blessed future. The airlines is blessed.
What about an airline to someone who you need to talk to?
Or it could be that too. It could also the destination of the airplane could also be a blessed marriage. Okay? A blessed opportunity.
Unexpected one.
But you sitting here trying to carry all this baggage. You got one roll luggage here, 3 carry-ons, a backpack, a purse. Like, you can't even fit through the security line.
Sadness, anxiety, depression. Especially when you got on the book bag on you, that's like your other
history.
Half.
It could be history.
Ooh,
history.
Bro.
The book bag resembles the history. The history with
and
the
secrets.
And secrets. It's all that stuff. Because even though these things are intangible,
mm-hmm. And those
mentally and emotionally, it's so real.
They are going to temporarily hold you together.
Yeah. And you just got to put this bag down.
One at a time.
One at a time.
If you let it all go, it's going to be great. But it's maybe overwhelming.
Like the journey stops here.
Yeah, I did it one at a time. I didn't let it just.
You didn't just drop everything.
Yeah. Like I was scared to let everything go at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I needed to know what I was letting go. And I knew what I was letting go, but I also had to make sure that I wanted to. I needed to. Like, what kind of effect this is going to have on me in the future. Because I think about stuff a lot, of like what's the after effects of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's going to happen if I continue this path.
Continue to carry these bags. Your hands gonna get clammy.
Mm-hmm.
Your body's gonna cramp up. Your spine's gonna get out of order.
You're gonna have bruises. You're gonna have a lot of stuff.
You're gonna be sweating, and everybody else gonna be easily moving through that line while you over here sweating, trying to carry all that baggage.
And you don't look in the mirror one day, you be like, bro. And you may see somebody who let go all their baggage, and you still hanging on to yours. Somebody who caused you to carry all this baggage, who put all that baggage on you. And they just free, happy, forgiving, full of light, full of love, full of happiness. And you just, you an Igor at this point.
And
like
you know,
just hunched over.
I want to say something too. And you know what God is? God is the one who comes with that big old, like, it's not even a dolly because the dolly just carries one thing. But it's like, basically, God is the conveyor belt. He's the person who's manning the conveyor belt. Is like, here, put all that baggage on this conveyor belt. Here, put it here. I'll take care of it.
You got the biggest grocery cart right there because you know what you're carrying. You know what it is. And he's also knocking on the door on your heart. And like, hey, I can help. I can see you struggling here. I can see you.
Right.
Just let me in, bro. I ain't going to push you, but just let you know I'm here. And once you're ready, open your heart. You're like, hey, I'm going to take all this for you.
Right.
Take it all. Right.
That's crazy.
I'm going to take it.
And I also need to say something else, too, when it comes to the benefits of letting go. What we're talking about is closure. You know, why is it that okay, I don't know about the people who be keeping their rooms dirty and stuff, but if you're an organized person or if you like to, you know, live in cleanliness and take care of things and, you know, finish what you start, what you do is, you know, you change out of your outfit in your room. You got all these clothes everywhere. You got clothes on the floor, clothes on the bed, clothes hung up by the windowsill. You ain't just gonna leave out the room, or when you come back, you ain't just gonna look at it and leave it there. No, you take those clothes and you put it away. You know what I'm saying? You take those pants, those clean pants. You don't just throw it on the floor when it's clean. You fold it.
Yeah, you just got them out the dryer. They may smell good and everything. You might lay on them like a few little bit, but don't get comfortable laying on something that you just cleaned.
That you just cleaned up.
That you just cleaned up or that you just fixed.
Mm.
And you just completely did and everything else you're supposed to.
And
just
now you're
lay back
coasting.
on it.
Right.
You were comfortable in this nice smelling space, but don't get too comfortable because it's going to wear off.
Right. Put it up. Put it in a drawer. Like, and my point is, the metaphor is let it go. Like, and not just let it go, but give it closure. Like you said, you went through your phone and you looked at people in your contacts. You was like, okay, I'm reading these names. What are the thoughts and emotions and feelings that I have towards this person? Do I need to do something about this? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. You know what? Let me send a text message, or let me call them, or let me meet up with them. I like that because you're cleaning up your life, y'all. It's called cleaning up your life. That's what it is. So we done talked all we can talk about this. If you need to listen to this back and get your tidbits of wisdom from it, to find the situation and find it in your heart to let go, do that. Do that for yourself. Do it for the people around you. Do it for your future. Yes, that's all I gotta say. Any last words, Tziah?
Learn to let go, please. before it's too late for real, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
Can't say it enough.
Expect the unexpected. Learn from your mistakes.
That has been another episode of the Man Up Club podcast. Tune in with us next time, okay, on Holy Culture Radio.